You got to slow down because you're talking so fast. I can't understand you. I keep hearing all time, but that's all I'm getting.
You got to prove that you got power of attorney law over me. I'll have to sue the courthouse for 100-fold.
Mr. Goodman, I don't have to prove a damn thing to you, sir. If you're here on the
you got to prove that you got power of attorney law over me. My name is not those capital letters, so I'm an Israelite from the 12 tribes. So what I'm saying is I'm representing myself. That's all that needs to be said. I'm a human being. I'm a living man. I'm a living being. I'm not no cargo. I'm not none of that.
Unless you are a price on a can of beans, we don't.
All right, folks, buckle up, because today's courtroom drama is straight up wild. Judge Oakley is back in action, and as usual, he's not here to entertain nonsense. This time, he's face to face with yet another sovereign citizen, and let's just say, it does not go well for our guy that I gotta hand it to Judge Oakley. Few judges handle these absurd arguments with as much patience and precision as he does. The man's practically made for dealing with this stuff. Here's the situation. The defendant's in court for allegedly assaulting his girlfriend. Serious charge, right? But instead of addressing it, he launches into the same tired sovereign citizen script we've all heard before. You'd think they'd learn it never works. But nope. Here we go again at ASU Watch. Tell me, what would you guess this guy's IQ is? Because I'm not exactly sensing a genius at work here.
Mr. Bowditch, are you ready on Goodman?
Well, Your Honor, I spoke with Mr. Goodman. Mr. Goodman asked me to tell you that the prosecutor in this case has no power of attorney over him. He's an Israelite. There's no grounds under the bar code this matter should be dismissed. I believe he may want to represent himself. You may ask for some clarification if you talk to Mr. Goodman, but that's what he told me to tell you.
Thank you. Mr. Goodman, are you requesting that you represent yourself on this matter? You're muted, Mr. Goodman.
What I'm saying is nobody has power of attorney law over me through the barcode. I'm the beneficiary. My name is not those capital letters, so I'm an Israelite from the 12 tribes. So what I'm saying is I'm representing myself. That's all that needs to be said, because that's what the law is. I got common law jurisdiction. It's a non-violent crime. So I push for it to be dismissed under the barcode.
Well, it's not going to be dismissed today. So simple question. Are you representing yourself from this point forward? Yes or no?
Yes, I'm counseling myself.
All right. Mr. Bowditch, you're out. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I said, are you planning on filing a motion, or would you like to set this case for trial?
I'm planning on filing a motion to dismissal because there's no grounds or no standing over my case, because nobody has power of attorney law to hear me, to even take this process even further. You got to prove that first. You got to prove that you got power of attorney law over me to hear this matter.
Okay,
I'm an Israelite.
What you're saying, but you don't know what you're talking about.
I do know what I'm talking about. You don't have power of attorney law. The prosecutor don't have power of attorney law. You don't have power of attorney law. It's under the barcode.
Mr. Goodman, please do not interrupt me. I'm trying to be polite.
Okay, it's under the barcode though. This is what you signed up to do. You're a public servant. So
right, unless you are a price on a can of beans, we don't need a barcode.
Yes, I am. I'm a human being. I'm not a deity. I'm a human being. I'm a living man. I'm a living being. I'm not no cargo. I'm not none of that. It's under the barcode. Okay. This is the real law.
Come here.
No standing or no ground.
Mr. Goodman, I'm going to give you a date for your motion.
I'm only here to threaten cohesion.
Pardon me?
I want all my rights intact to me at all times. Do you agree?
So now this guy wants to cling to all his rights, even imaginary ones, like the so-called right to drive without a license. Let's be real. Driving is a privilege, not a right. That's day one legal stuff. But then it takes an even stranger turn. He suddenly declares he's an Israelite. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but this feels like a last-ditch effort to distance himself from the sovereign citizen label, especially since that movement's already been flagged as a domestic terror threat. And now, out of nowhere, he's got a whole new identity? Kinda convenient, don't you think? To me, it looks like he's just throwing anything at the wall to dodge accountability for the nonsense he's spouting. But what do you think? Am I off here? Let's get back to the madness and see how the rest of this courtroom train wreck plays out.
I can't understand what you're saying. I think you're too close to your mic.
I want all my rights intact to me at all times. Do you agree?
I can't understand you, so no, I don't agree. I hear you're
Okay,
something all the time. but I don't know what you're saying.
text me at all times. I want all my rights to text me all the time.
All right, I can't understand you. All right,
Okay.
Are you still living on border? Are you still living on border? Mr. Goodman, are you still living on border?
Ashley, keep yourself muted, please. Your child keeps crying. Thank you.
No, I live somewhere else. I moved.
All right, can you give me that address, please?
I stay at hotel rooms from time to time because I don't have no house right now. So I'm in staying in hotel rooms.
Geographically, where are you at today?
Detroit, Michigan.
All right. So my next pretrial date is when, Heather?
It is March 8th.
All right. So Mr. Goodman, I'm going to give you a date on March 8th to file a motion. You file a motion, we'll hear it on March 8th. That's going to be in person.
Motion for dismissal?
Whatever you want to file a motion. You said you wanted to file a motion. So I'm giving you a hearing date for your motion.
What time?
We'll schedule that at 10 a.m. and this is going to be live. No Zoom.
All right.
I'm having trouble
All right. I
with
want all my rights and text me all the time.
Pardon
I'm
me?
only here to threaten confusion. I just want all my rights and text me all the time. And everybody just got to prove that they got power of attorney law.
You got to slow down because you're talking so fast I can't understand you. I keep hearing all time, but that's all I'm getting.
Okay, what I'm saying is for the dismissal, I'm about to put it in today. You got to prove that you got power of attorney law over me. I'm going to have to sue the courthouse for 100-fold.
Mr. Goodman, I don't have to prove a damn thing to you, sir. If you're here on the
you got to prove
listen to your motion.
you got to prove that you got power of attorney law over me. You don't have power. I don't care what you're talking about.
Attorney over you, Mr. Goodman. Listen
Yes, you do. You need power of attorney law to talk to me. You ain't got no ground. You ain't no standing. You ain't got no ground understanding. I got the affidavit of truth right here. I got authenticate birth certificate. I got a letter of intent over here right now. I broke all my contracts with the government. I'm not those capital letters. I'm with the 12 tribes of Israel. My name is Israel. I'm an Israelite. I'm with the 12 tribes of Israel. You don't got no power of attorney law over me. I'm pushing for dismissal. I'm suing your courthouse for 100-fold.
Now, this sovereign citizen is threatening to sue the court for $100,000 because that's worked so well for others, right? Quick reality check. You can't sue a court just for doing its job. Judges have what's called judicial immunity, which means they're legally protected from lawsuits over decisions made from the bench. So every time one of these folks yells, "I'm suing you," it's just empty noise, a complete waste of everyone's time. What really blows my mind is how they commit actual crimes and then act shocked when they face consequences. Like, what exactly did you think was going to happen? This level of reasoning is honestly frightening. It feels like we're watching the collective IQ take a nosedive. And get this, his next court date? Yeah, he missed it. He's now sitting in jail. Big shocker there.
Try it again, counsel. I'm sorry.
Good morning, Your Honor. Patricia Manning for the people, P84088.
All right. And Mr. Goodman, can you hear us okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. And Ms. Murphy, what are we doing on these files?
Judge, it's my understanding that Mr. Goodman has an appointment at the Forensic Center on January 31st. As Your Honor knows, he has pending cases in Frank Murphy. He went before Judge Michael Callahan yesterday. He was, his bond was reinstated with a tether. I believe Your Honor has put a 250, 10% bond on Mr. Goodman. You know, Your Honor, that I'm going to ask you to reduce that bond to something affordable.
All right. So I've got two files. One file's got that 250, 10% with a GPS tether. That would be the February 5, 2022 incident date. And then the other file, which is the misdemeanor file from May 10, 2019, he's just on a personal on that one with a GPS tether.
Right. And you know, Your Honor, that I don't represent him on the DV.
Right, right. But he finally does have a date for a forensic exam?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. All right. So you just want to adjourn the PCC?
Yes, Judge. And ask for a reduction in bond.
Thank you. And Mr. Goodman, have you talked to an attorney on the domestic violence case, or are you representing yourself on that one?
I have nobody to represent me. I think it was Langford or something was supposed to be my attorney. I'm not sure how it went south.
Okay. All right, counsel, go ahead and make your bond argument, but before you do, just so we're all on the same page, my notes say it's 25,000, 10%, no contact with complaining victim, and GPS tether. Is that your understanding?
So Judge, I thought it was 250,000, 10%,
It is. I don't know
25,000.
what I just said, but
Oh,
my file says 250, well, yeah, 250,000, 10%, correct.
so Judge, I mean, obviously that's unaffordable. Mr. Goodman is not a man of means.
I mean, who could have seen this coming? One look at this guy, and you'd guess he's got about $2 and a stale Tootsie Roll to his name. And honestly, it's no shock that even public defenders want nothing to do with him. Sure, they're required to represent folks who can't afford an attorney. But if there's a conflict or the client is impossible to work with, they can step back. So if even court-appointed lawyers are tapping out, that tells you everything. And let's not sugarcoat it. This isn't some parking ticket situation. The guy's facing a domestic violence charge for allegedly assaulting his girlfriend. That's serious. That's jail time. No amount of fake legal jargon or sovereign citizen nonsense is going to magic that away. At this point, it's obvious. This isn't just a delusional crank parroting conspiracy lingo. He's a real threat.
He and his significant other just acquired new housing, Your Honor. They have a baby. Mr. Goodman needs to be there to assist with childcare responsibilities because both of them were working before Mr. Goodman was taken into custody. I know we've had some issues, Your Honor, with appearing in court. Mr. Goodman has had transportation issues with respect to getting to the forensic center, and that was his issue, Judge. The tether violation was simply a malfunction of equipment. So I would ask Your Honor to, and since they do not have means, Your Honor, I would ask Your Honor to reduce I'm asking Your Honor for a personal with the tether.
Response.
Um,
Counsel, you don't have to jump up to talk to me. I know it's instinctive, but it's okay if you don't.
Thank you, Your Honor. It is instinctive. Your Honor, in this case, he is before us for a misdemeanor DV. I understand he does have some pending felonies. I understand he's on a GPS tether for the felonies. I believe at this time, the most important thing is that he remain on, or that if he is released, he remains on a GPS tether. So in this case, I would not object to a personal bond.
All right. Ms. Murphy, unfortunately, this is one of those situations where I don't care what the parties think because I've got a long history. This building's got a long history with Mr. Goodman not showing up in court. So I set the bond for that reason. I'm keeping the bond as it is for that reason.
I seriously love Judge Oakley. You can just feel that he's a solid guy who doesn't tolerate a single ounce of nonsense. Even when both sides were ready to let this clown walk free, Judge Oakley wasn't buying it. He saw straight through the act and handed out a much-needed dose of reality. That's what a real judge looks like. Let me know what you thought of that case in the comments. I thought it was a solid one. Honestly, watching Judge Oakley in action is always a breath of fresh air. That last moment? Chef's kiss. But don't go anywhere. We're just getting started. Up next, we've got a whole new courtroom showdown, this time with Judge Boyd. And things get heated. A young defendant decides it's somehow a great idea to backtalk the judge. Try to act slick, tossing out attitude like he's untouchable.
All right, why were you late for court?
I really don't got any excuse. Besides, I got insomnia.
I'm sorry, what?
I really don't got any excuse, but I got insomnia.
He overslept, Judge.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying.
All right, so here's the thing. You need to be on time for court. Otherwise, you know what's going to end up happening? Whether you're 20 or 18, guess what? We'll make sure that you come on time. If you're not on time, we'll know where you are. You know how we'll know that?
Got my address.
I'm sorry, what?
I said, y'all got my address.
No, because you'll be in Orange and we'll bring you over from the jail. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
How far did you go in school?
In school?
Yes.
10th grade.
All right, why did you only go to the 10th grade?
I dropped out
Why?
because there was like a lot of drama.
All right, so let me explain to you about drama. Drama is you coming before the court and not addressing the court properly. Drama is using slang and not proper English coming before the court. So my advice is you probably want to get your GED so that you can get a job, because now it is hard to get good employment without at least a high school diploma. And even if you have a high school diploma, it's still hard. Guess what? People who go to college, and I'm not talking to people who go to college and they're getting a degree in philosophy, finding a job. I mean, people who are going to college, getting a degree in engineering, biology, they're all having a hard time finding employment. So you come along and you don't even have a 10th grade education and you're trying to get employment, it does not look good. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you employed?
I was employed.
So that's a no, right? You're not working?
No, ma'am.
So that means that your mom or somebody is supporting you, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So when you come back here on the 27th, you're going to come on time and you're going to address the court properly. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Maybe excuse.
Yes. Once you sign the reset form.
I had to include that last clip because seriously, watching someone talk to a judge like they're just chatting at a bar, wild. You can't stroll into court acting like it's a casual hangout. The lack of respect is just insane. But let's rewind for a second. The real highlight was that sovereign citizen case. This guy was screaming during a Zoom hearing. I mean, come on. That has to be one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen. Acting like that in court is bad enough, but doing it online? Absurd. Honestly, I think sovereign citizens should be required to show up in person. There's something about standing in front of a judge that really cuts through the nonsense. Behind a screen, it's easy to act tough, but in person? Not so much. They'd have to actually face the consequences. And look, I gotta say it, some judges are getting a little too soft lately. I get the whole fairness thing, I really do, but there's a difference between being fair and being overly forgiving. In cases like this, these folks don't need another platform. They need a serious wake-up call. Judges have the power to keep things on track, and it's time more of them started using it. All right, ran over. But now I want to hear from you. What did you think of Judge Oakley in that first hearing? Personally, I thought he was more than fair. He kept control and laid down the law exactly like he should have. If you like this breakdown, don't forget to like and subscribe. I post new courtroom chaos every single day. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate every one of you. Stay sharp, and I'll catch you in the next one.